Georgia GOP chairman claims he was only acting on instructions from Trump's attorneys. CNN, according to a letter sent to Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis last week, attorneys for David Shafer, the troubled chairman of the Georgia Republican Party, claimed their client shouldn't be held accountable for any crimes for his actions after the 2020 election because he was acting on advice from lawyers for the late President Donald Trump. Shafer's lawyers claim that their client relied on repeated and detailed advice of legal counsel when he organized a group of contingent electors from Georgia and served as one himself, eliminating any possibility of criminal intent or liability, according to a copy of the May 5 letter. The letter, which was first reported by the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, comes as Willis and her team of prosecutors are preparing to announce potential charges against Trump or his allies later this summer. They are looking into attempts to challenge the results of the 2020 election in Georgia. Shafer has drawn criticism for his involvement in the attempt to present different slates of electors to prevent the certification of the 2020 presidential vote, which sources have told CNN could include Shafer when Willis announces her charges. Shafer was given very direct, detailed legal advice on the procedure he should follow, and he followed those instructions to the letter, according to his attorneys in a letter to Willis' office. I believe that any fair-minded person, with possession of all the facts, would conclude that Mr. Shafer and the other presidential elector nominees acted lawfully and appropriately, the letter continues. Office of the District Attorney declined to comment. According to Willis, she is considering filing charges for racketeering and conspiracy in relation to Trump's conduct in the Peach State around the 2020 election. According to a court filing from last week, at least 8 Republican fake electors in Georgia have agreed to immunity deals in the continuing criminal probe, and the recently obtained cooperators potentially shed light on a crucial aspect of Willis' extensive probe into electoral meddling. All 16 of Georgia's Republican phony electors had already been informed by Willis that they were the subject of her inquiry. Shafer and other Republicans who voted for Trump may still be subject to legal repercussions as a result of her inquiry, according to sources with knowledge of the situation. Soon after taking office in early 2021 and shortly after the controversial phone call from January, in which Trump allegedly urged Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger to find the votes required for Trump to win Georgia's electoral votes became known, Willis began her extensive inquiry. Investigators have at least 3 recordings of Trump exerting pressure on Georgian officials, including a phone conversation he made to the state's House Speaker to organize a special session of the legislature to reverse Democrat Joe Biden's victory in the state's 2020 presidential election. Beyond the Trump calls, the Fulton County investigation also looked into the fake elector scam, attempts by unauthorized individuals to access voting equipment in one Georgia county, threats against election workers, and harassment of politicians.